these artwork, of these art walks, is to learn about things and you know, hopefully buy some things now and then to support these great galleries. So Mr. Kramer is going to talk.
Thank you.
Sure.
Very happy to have everybody here. This exhibit is all about bronze casting. So everything you see here is a bronze. There's a show up here. I'd like everybody to see if you can. It explains, you know, how these are made. They're all, you know, figurative. There's some bas-reliefs here, which are these pieces over here. And it's sort of a process which is ancient, and all of these in here are zodiacs, and these pieces over here are pieces about Paris and the vicinity of Paris. So you'll see those throughout the area. This is Greek mythology. They all are very ancient and have a historical sort of background, which is meaningful to me. This is again something about the outside of Paris, which is the Fontainebleau Garden. And there's sort of, I did little descriptions so everybody could read a little something also about each piece, which I hope helps.
Were you influenced by Greek mythology when you started into this, or?
History. I'm influenced by history. So that's why you'll see a lot of history in all these pieces. And also areas, parts of cities, like, you know, like France and little parts around Paris. And again, this one over here is Greek mythology. This is a piece about Paris, the Judgment of Paris, which is again a Greek mythological piece. So, you know, I sort of did a story. Each one of these is like a little story, and it talks about a theme or a place. And so they're like a narrative in bronze is what they are.
Since they're cast, can they be replicated?
Yes, that's the process. So what happens is there's a mold, and you usually, in an artist series, there are usually about 10 pieces that are made before they break a mold in bronze.
Can these be displayed outdoors?
Well, if you drive around any city, you always see a bronze of figures and horses. So it's always been that way. What happens is this will not change. The color changes, but it will never hurt the metal. The metal will be okay outside for forever. So that's why they use bronze for all the sculptures that you see in Washington, the horse and riders and all the soldiers. That's why this is the same material that's used for all of that. And in fact, if anybody wants to touch, please touch, because you can't hurt this. I mean, that's the whole point of the bronzes.
This seems modernistic.
Well, they're modernistic interpretations of historical themes. So,
overtly
what
sexual.
I'm trying to do is to... There's one.
The women deserve equal time on these pieces, so how about some scantily clad guys also, okay?
Yeah, well, Salvador Dali's back there. You know, my reason for doing him was because I think he was a great painter and I respected his work. So therefore, that was my way of sort of honoring him and, you know, creating a bust of him. The pieces are all interpretive, like I say, and I tried to do things where I gave some, I would write the name, and again, there's a Art Nouveau kind of theme throughout the entire pieces also, which is part of the French thing. So they all have that Art Nouveau look, and the figures are sort of like that, and they actually become part of the landscape of the piece. So, and the texture of a bas-relief is very important, so you'll see that I play with texture a lot in the bronze.
It's interesting that you refer to these as busts.
Well,